I had to talk about a story that's very, very important. And albeit indirectly, it involves Caitlin Clark, the Department of Justice, and quite possibly the President of the United States himself.
What Stephen A. Smith is about to present isn't merely a hot take. It marks a major turning point in how Caitlin Clark's treatment is being talked about nationwide. For more than a year, her supporters have raised alarms, claiming she's being singled out, that the fouls, missed calls, and physical abuse go far beyond normal gameplay. Yet, for just as long, they've faced ridicule. They've been dismissed, called Caitlin Karens, told to toughen up, absorb the hits, and prove themselves. The suggestion that legal action could arise over her treatment was laughed off, until now. A recent Wall Street Journal op-ed didn't just question how the league handles Clark's case. It argued her experience might violate federal civil rights laws. While many in the media ignored or mocked this, Stephen A. gave it serious attention. He dissected the issue live and outlined how this could escalate quickly. Yes, a civil rights probe into the WNBA's handling of Caitlin Clark. It sounds extreme. His stance is daring, but if it unfolds as he says, it won't just be uncomfortable for the league, it could be devastating. So, let's analyze Stephen A.'s points and consider what might happen next if this intensifies. First, if you believe Caitlin Clark is being targeted on the court, give this video a like and share your thoughts if you think it's just part of the game.
Which was called. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Kennedy Carter.
That cheap shot by Kennedy Carter in Caitlin's rookie year became the defining image, the symbol of the punishment she endures on the court. And it wasn't a one-time thing. Since entering the league, Caitlin has been body-checked, elbowed, scratched, shoved, and somehow the referees let it slide. This isn't coincidental or isolated. If you've been paying attention, you know exactly what's going on. Some tried to label it rookie hazing, saying, "She's new. She has to earn respect." But come on, that's not just physical play. This is deliberate targeting. And it's been escalating. Recall Diana Taurasi's infamous warning, reality is coming. Well, reality arrived, and it hasn't eased up. Sophie Cunningham, a seasoned player and one of the few to publicly stand up for Caitlin, recently spoke out.
You have seen players in our league try to toughen up Caitlin. We call her CC. For even when I wasn't on her team, I know the talks that Phoenix had in the locker room of no, we're gonna prove her, we're gonna show her what the W really is. You know what I mean? And I get it to a certain extent. And every rookie coming into the league, that's how you're gonna treat them. But There's just more for her. So it's her second year, and now being on her team and seeing it, I'm what are people doing? Actually, it's just too much.
Sophie has witnessed it all herself. She's been around long enough to understand how Caitlin is treated. And after enough incidents, Sophie took a stand. When Jacia Sheldon struck at Caitlin's face, Sophie didn't hesitate. She intervened physically, and everyone noticed. When asked about her actions, Sophie was direct. This wasn't just one game, one hit, or one isolated incident. She exposed the ongoing pattern.
During that, it was just part of the game. I think the refs had a lot to do with that. It was a build-up for a couple of years now of them just not protecting, the star player of the WNBA. And so, at the end of the day, I'm going to protect my teammates. That's what I do, and I'm a team player. So.
Look, it's common for players to mark their calendars when facing the league's biggest star. It's natural to want to prove yourself, play hard, and stand out. Physical play isn't the issue, but many hits go beyond the line without any repercussions. So, why is that? Some say race is involved, but whatever the angle, it boils down to one word: jealousy. Caitlin isn't just popular, she's the biggest name in the league. Rather than welcoming what she brings, many players push back, treating it as a threat. After Caitlin was snubbed in the Players All-Star voting, ESPN's Dick Vitale couldn't stay silent. He tweeted, "It's time for everyone in the WNBA to recognize the value Caitlin Clark has added. Many talented players are finally getting the recognition they deserve thanks to the exposure Caitlin has created. Enough with the pettiness." He's right. The jealousy might be understandable, but the way it's unfolding harms both the league's business and the sport itself. Candace Parker saw this too and spoke out exactly as needed.
Everybody has a Twitter finger. Everybody can have reach to, the WNBA and make comments. But really the key is, let's keep it about basketball. That's my thing. And when we do that, then we're able to really grow the game and what it represents. I still know, all of those players, the Dr. J's and all that stuff. I don't think they're not salty that MJ came along and grew the game.
This all feels somewhat familiar, like the Tiger Woods era when many questioned his ascent, personality, and dominance. But even then, top athletes quickly grasped Tiger's impact. They recognized he elevated the entire sport. That's precisely what's happening in the WNBA today. Many dismiss Caitlin and downplay her influence, but the stats tell the truth. She is changing the culture. Just listen to Phil Mickelson discussing Tiger Woods. It's eerily similar reasoning, only in a different sport.
I'm so appreciative of what he's done for the game, but in that he's done as much for me or more than anybody else.
For all of us?
Because we're all in this together. Okay, we all make our living in golf, whether it's members of the media, whether it's players, whether it's caddies, anybody, we all want to build up this product, and nobody built up the game more than he did. When I came out on tour in summer of 1992, or when I won the Tucson Open, the purse was $1 million. The entire purse, first place $180,000. And I remember thinking mid-90s, I wonder if someday we'll play for $1 million first place check. I don't know, probably not in my lifetime, but I hope we do. And here we are every week, $1 million plus first place check. And that's due to Tiger. So now we have these purses that have gone way up. We have TV revenue and exposure. We have more medias covering it, which creates more value for corporate America. And all these opportunities drove up my revenue and every other player's revenue on the golf course and off the golf course. So I'm always appreciative.
But this isn't the 90s anymore. We're living in the social media era, the information age, where news spreads instantly and conversations happen worldwide in real time. Now, Caitlin Clark's treatment is no longer limited to SportsCenter highlights or newspaper headlines. It's reached a national scale, with prominent voices weighing in.
How he'd stop the fighting, he thought they meant the WNBA. What is going on? Protect Caitlin Clark at all costs, please. Enough of this.
When a late-night host like Jimmy Fallon urges the league to protect Caitlin Clark and receives applause from the audience, it's clear something's shifted. This is no longer just fan chatter. It has moved into the mainstream. People aren't simply upset. They're demanding change. What began as fan outrage could now escalate to legal action. For the first time, Caitlin Clark's treatment might be viewed as a civil rights matter. A recent Wall Street Journal piece didn't just call out the WNBA's poor handling of Clark's situation. It argued it could constitute a federal civil rights violation. The author, Sean Mlan, is a former White House associate counsel under the Trump administration, not a random commentator. He brings legal expertise and makes a powerful case. According to Mlan, the WNBA's ongoing failure to protect Caitlin Clark, despite mounting evidence, may have crossed into federal civil rights territory. He outlines a hostile work environment, ongoing abuse on the court, league negligence, and unchecked attacks from other players. Based on this, Mlan says agencies like the Department of Justice, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, and Congress would be justified in launching a full investigation. He even warns that this could lead to a reassessment of the WNBA's antitrust exemptions, which shield it from legal competition. Why would the government step in? Because Caitlin Clark isn't just an athlete, she's an economic powerhouse. Mlan backs this with data. Merchandise sales soared 601%, Indiana Fever viewership increased 170%, League Pass subscriptions jumped 366%, WNBA app engagement exploded 613%, and Clark's personal endorsements have surpassed $11 million. The league's response? Silence. Instead of safeguarding the player driving this momentum, the league appears to allow or enable a culture of targeting and hostility. Mlan draws a sharp comparison to the Erica Hamlin case, where the EEOC investigated mistreatment during pregnancy. He argues Caitlin's case deserves similar attention, not due to pregnancy, but because of systematic targeting and harassment in the workplace. The evidence is public, from the Kennedy Carter incident to Diana Taurasi's "reality is coming" warning, missed calls, fouls caught on camera, and viral videos. Mlan insists the league's inaction is not only wrong, but potentially actionable. However, let's be clear, this doesn't guarantee a lawsuit tomorrow. Many of Caitlin's supporters, even those eager to see testimony under oath, admit this is a long shot. Meanwhile, some sports media voices have already pushed back.